Yo, Kipis Guy here. Hey, so Ultimea has sent out their Nova C40 smart projector, and this thing has a heck of a lot to offer for a price tag of currently under $300, going for just about $500. You can go on Amazon right now and they have a 40% off going on to get this for $299. And I think at that price, this is probably one of the top dogs, if not the top dog projector to look at. This is not only, a projector, but this is an outdoor projector too, geared to be outdoors, kind of like a marine projector almost. So I have it here in front of me today. Thank you so much to Ultimea for sending this out for review. You guys are lucky. You don't have to watch me unbox it because I already have. It's right here, the Nova C40, and it has a lot of cool quirks. First and foremost, I don't know that I've seen too many projectors quite like this one. So it has this gimbal-like stand here where you can tilt the projector any which way you want to, which is really cool. And the stand itself also acts as a mount, so you can hang this and point it wherever you want to point it. So that's a really cool feature. You don't have to go out and buy a new stand to mount your projector with. You have one, or you can just leave it flat like I'm doing here. So really cool touch. It's made of hard plastic, but it looks really good. Not a fingerprint magnet, so if you're going to be using this and touching it a lot, no worries there. And it is very dust resistant. Again, you're probably gonna take this outside every now and then, and if you do, it's geared for it. The lens is protected, the ventilation is protected on the sides there. So it's not weatherproof, but it definitely is dust resistant, so that's nice to see. So just kind of looking at it, more so on the front here, here's your lens. Then you have your IR blaster in the front. There is a remote with this. We'll look at that here in a second. This thing does a lot of cool things. This is a 1080p projector, but it does accept a 4K input. So if you have a Fire Stick or a Blu-ray player or something like that that uses 4K, this will support that so you can still use that content. It also has HLG, hybrid log gamma, and HDR, which is excellent. So you're gonna get a pretty vivid and, brightness, contrast, colors, it'll all be there with this projector. So not bad whatsoever. Pretty minimalistic on the front otherwise. On the bottom, which I'll have to probably zoom in, it looks like this is more so probably some ventilation, I think the speaker is on the front, which is good. They have virtual surround sounds, what they are using. I think it's right here in the front. We'll have to listen and find out. And then there's some ventilation on the bottom side here. And then on the top, all you have is this button here, which I would probably say this is multifunctional. So it probably turns on and off the projector, but you can probably double click it to, change menus or press enter, so on. We'll find that out. And then on the back side, USB, there's a USB port, there's an HDMI port, an AV port, headphones, and then an IR blaster back here as well. So looks like you can control it from the front or the back, depending on where you guys are sitting. And of course, there is a power cord. Let's take a closer look at what actually came inside the box. So this is the first projector that I have reviewed from Ultimea. I've done a lot of their sound bars. Check those out on the channel. So I'm very excited to see what they can do with the projector side of things. So inside the box, your usual suspects are all here. We have our power cord that plugs into the back of the projector. We have our HDMI cord here. Nice if you don't have one. Then we have our remote. Let's see what our remote has on here. So this remote is voice assistant activated. So it looks like they're using, this is an Android 11 based unit. So it's like an Android TV projector essentially. So they're using Google Assistant to voice command this projector. Hey, show me Hulu. Hey, go to Disney Plus, whatever. You can voice command that with the remote. Super quick and easy. I'll go ahead and say there's about 10,000 plus apps on this. Because it's an Android based unit, you have any app that you could use on like a smartphone or a regular TV. It's pretty cool. So Google Assistant built into the remote, power button, source button. Looks like we have a menu button here, settings button, our click wheel, up, down, left, right, and then OK. We have the back button, home button. Looks like we may have an autofocus mode, or maybe this is more like a keystone correction. We'll test that. It looks like the F plus, F minus is probably a focus. And then of course you have the volume button up, down, mute, and then you have your hotkeys, YouTube, Netflix, Prime Video, and Disney Plus. So regular suspects going on the remote there. And then we had a little bit of goodies here. So you get a 1-year warranty on this so long as you register with that card there. You get a user's manual for whatever language you may speak. And then this is a little cool quirk here. It says Ultimea on the top. It says, hey, I'm throwing a movie night. Want to come? So you got a little movie club. And inside this envelope, they give you these little tickets. They're called game money here. Maybe you can pass these out to friends and family and invite them to a dinner or a movie night outside or whatever. And they have to bring their ticket to come in. It's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool quirk there. So now that we've seen everything that's inside the box, only thing left to do is plug it up and see what's inside. All right, guys, we are outside. I'm just pointing this at my house, and I apologize. My home has siding like shingles on them, so it's not an even layer, but you guys get the idea. We're outside. I'm on the porch just pointing it to the White House, and it's a very bright picture, I will say that. It's probably the size of a 50-inch TV, maybe 45 inches or so for me, and it's really legible. It instantly went keystone correction, instantly went autofocus, and made me a darn near perfect rectangle in a really clear image. Like, there is zero focus issues at all. But if I have some, I can actually just press a button and make some adjustments and sharpen it up just a little bit. That looks really good right there. So again, this is an Android based unit. This is Android 11. So this is a Google TV. So these are the apps you get. This is the home page of the Google TV. Anything you like to watch, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, YouTube, it's all there right from your fingertips. You do have some settings. This is the home screen of the projector itself, where you can select different inputs, USB, AV, and then you can go to settings. There's a few things you can do. Projector settings here, you can change if you have it mounted on a ceiling, mounted and it's sitting on the ground, or you can change it, you can flip it, whatever, and then you can make your own corrections for focus and keystone if you have a little bit of the autofocus issue. But it really does everything for you in the beginning, so that once you're in and there's nothing you have to do. So now that I'm pressing the home button here, I can actually go back. Let me go back to Android TV here, and let's just click on something. I saw that they had some Netflix trailers. We'll try some of that here and see how that sounds. This will be max volume on the projector itself, and it'll give us an idea of what kind of picture quality we can get out of this thing. All right, just like any other review, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've probably reviewed 20 to 30 projectors under 300 on this channel. I've seen a lot of them, to the point where I don't get impressed by much of anything. I usually have low expectations when I get things like this sent in for review. I will say that this projector is the best projector that I've reviewed under $300. Now, I know it usually retails for $500, but if they're pricing this at $300 and they're gonna keep it here for a while, I don't really think there's another projector that you should look for, potentially. I do have one complaint, however, and that is the sound. It does sound good, but it's not very loud. When I was listening to that Netflix trailer, I was standing, just about right in front of it, and I didn't hear hardly anything, which kind of makes no sense because Ultimea is actually really good at making sound bars. They have tons of sound bars, 5.1, 2.1, Dolby Atmos sound bars, and they get really loud and they give you a lot more sound than you expect from a small form factor. I expected this to have good sound too, and it's probably the weak point of this. With that being said, everything else about this is really good. The speed in which I flipped through menus was fast. Getting in and getting everything set up was easy. The moment that I plugged it up, it auto-corrected its keystone, it auto-focused onto my house. It was very simple. Of course, I made my own tweaks or whatever, but it was easy to use, and I was in maybe 5 minutes. I do love the aesthetic of it. It looks good. It looks like it'll last for a while. So if you're gonna have this on all the time, minus the lifespan of the light bulb, this thing should last you for years and years and years, so long as you take care of it. So I'm gonna give this 4.5 stars out of 5. I think this is a solid projector. It looks really good. It's one of the better looking 1080p projectors, and it has hybrid log gamma HLG and has HDR, which is excellent because not a lot of projectors for this price point do. So love the Android 11 built in. All your apps are there, multiple apps, more than you could ever want. So it's an ecosystem that you're more than likely familiar with, and if you're not, it's not hard to learn. So 4.5 stars out of 5. Highly recommend this if you're looking for an outdoor projector. Kind of sucks that it's not, you know, portable in the sense where it has a built-in battery, so you do have to find an outlet to use this. Unlike some other competitors like the Yabber T2, it has its own battery and you can plug it up and use it if you want to. It doesn't have that in this, but it is what it is. It's a really good projector, and I'm very thankful for Ultimea for sending this out for me to review for you guys. I will leave a link down below in the description box so you guys can check this out for yourself. Maybe pick one up for the family, and we will see you guys in the next video. K-Sky out. Peace.